Hello! Here's a quick Father's Day card I made this year. And here's my new Wonder Woman shirt, which is very exciting for me. I've started with some Quickutz shapes and letters. The alphabet is Quickutz Page Mini. And the triangle shapes are actually from the Merry and Bright Christmas set. They're meant to be mini Christmas trees, but I've just used them upside down, which is really handy. I love it when I can use shapes for lots of different things. And what I'm doing is putting colored letters on darker colored triangles, so it's light on dark. So I've got a lilac on a purple and a light green on a dark green. I just like the contrast. I'm putting it through my Xyron. I figured this would be the best way to glue it down, even though it does give me a little bit of trouble later on. So after I put it through here, I'm going to pierce holes into the corners. And right now I'm just pressing it down so I don't get any extra sticky goo around the edges. I'm pretty meticulous that way. I'd rather not deal with anything extra. So I'm just piercing some holes on the top two of each corner. And I'm lifting it up so I can make the holes bigger, because I want a really fat needle to go through, because I'm going to use a double length of embroidery thread to go through, so I want to make sure I don't tear any of the papers. And I've got 7 letters here spelling out fathers, and so I'm going to have it hang down in a banner. And if I had thought about it, I would have started with the middle letter and centered that one, and then just built the other ones around it. But I started from the right side so that I wouldn't have to thread my needle more than once, because I'm actually quite awkward at threading a needle, especially since I've got 2 lengths there. So I'm just starting at the right and putting them pretty close together across the pattern paper. And because I didn't do any measuring, I actually put it too far over. You'll see when I get to the very last letter that it's a lot closer to the edge than the right side. There's about ½ an inch there, but I get to the other side and there's only 1/4 of an inch. So here's me figuring out that I did it way too far over, but I decided to make it work anyway, after a bit of thinking. I just finished the rest of the letters. And the glue on the back side of each of these triangles is a bit awkward, but I didn't want to use glue dots or pop dots, because I didn't want the tips of the banner points to curl up or get caught on anything, so they're all glued down firmly. And if you can see, when I get to the very last letter, there's not much room on the paper, but it's enough to still look okay. So what I'm going to do is trim the paper and mat it, which is a lot of work, so I just skipped ahead. And I'm putting brads on either side of the banner to hold the string down, and I'm putting the string in between the 2 prongs of the brad, so it pins down the string. Hopefully it won't go anywhere. And I'm about half done with my card, I think, at this point. All I've got to do is stamp it. And when I was looking for stamps to go on this card, I decided I want a bigger set of alphabets, because I've got these mini alphabet stamps, and I thought a bigger one would do. But for now I'm just using these small ones, and I'm stamping out what words I've decided to use. I've decided to do happy above the banner and day below the banner, and I'm just stamping to see how big it would look. And I'm going to trim to see where they might look good. And I decided they kind of look lost, just the tiny little words, so I decided to put them running all the way across the top and all across the bottom. I'm just stamping it repeatedly, so I've put happy about 5 times, and then I put in day between each of the points of the banners, because it's a small word, and I think it looks good. If I had a bigger alphabet, I would have just done it once above and once below, but I think this looks alright. And I'm just trying to do it so I can stamp without having to change the letter each time. So I did YYY and AAA. But I don't want to get it too spread out, so I'm doing happy a little bit differently. I'm starting with the center and then working my way out. And the card colors for this one is a rainbow for the banner, but the pattern paper is mostly blue and yellow. So that's what the card is going to be, mostly blue and yellow. And it looks like I'm almost done stamping. After I'm done with this, all I have to do is mount it on the card blank, which it can be pre-purchased or folded yourself, and what size you want it to be. This one's a pre-made one that comes with an envelope already. Let me know what you think of this new voice recording video, and if you like the card. Happy Father's Day!